The Sahaba. Now, off camera, I basically went back to Sanctuary, dumped off all of the various junk that I'd collected, picked up all the weapons and whatnot that I had there, sold it to Alan here, and picked up his 2 unique items, which I gave over to Nick, because they're just not that good in hand. So he had the fish catcher, which is a fishing hook, -40 VATS cost, -40, and he has the Emerald round, a unique version of the harpoon gun. So I sold him my old harpoon gun. And it does 100% damage. It does double damage if the target's at full health. And at some point I also managed to pick up a lever action rifle. A couple other things. Let's see. What ammo do you have? You have no ammo, do you, Nick? I'm tempted to give him the harpoon gun. Well, technically I only need to give him 1 harpoon, right? That's the way companions work. So they have 1 ammo. So let's do that. Let's have him equip the Admiral's Friend. My hotkeys are working again. I figure since we're here anyway, we might as well turn the quest in, because we're still doing our quest for the docks. Focusing on the docks before we move along with the main quest and head into the last blank. So as long as we're here, it's, I believe, the Mariner we're turning the quest in.
All your medical and food needs. Guns.
Mainlanders don't last long on the island.
Yeah, well, I think I'll last just fine. Upstairs? Yep. You're sleeping, aren't you? Captain
The
Avery.
fog condensers are back online.
Good. Our water supply was starting to get low. Wasn't sure how much longer we could hold out. Did you find Howard?
He died trying to get those condensers fixed. The man is a hero.
Yes. Yes, he is. I'll make sure we remember him as such. Well, I
Valentine
said it was
admires
plain
me.
work. 200 caps should be enough.
No, let game. Yep. I didn't think there was going to be a speech check. Alright. Well, if there's going to be a speech check.
Captain, nobody's gonna want to help you out unless you're prepared to pay a fair wage.
Well, I can't argue with that. I suppose I could spare a little more. I can give you 250 caps.
Keeping everyone supplied with water is worth a lot more than that.
You drive a hard bargain, Mainlander. I'll give you 300 caps.
Howard Dunbar died trying to get this job done. His life was sure as hell worth more than that, and so is mine.
You're squeezing blood from a stone, stranger. I can give you 400, but not a cap more. Now here's your pay. I've got to start making arrangements for Howard. So I'll say goodbye.
Can use all the caps I can get. This place is expensive. Oh, really?
Is something the matter? You sound upset.
What? Oh, no. We've just been traveling a while now, and I figured there hasn't exactly been equitable distribution of information. Gotten a decent glimpse into your dirty laundry, but you still don't really know a whole heck of a lot about me. I figured I'd offer to balance the board. So, anything you want to know?
What do you remember about the Institute?
It's all pretty hazy from back then, but now and then I get glimpses. Life inside the Institute, they keep you isolated. A single test chamber was my whole world for years, and someone was always watching. Then one day you wake up on the other side, and that's it. They've cut you loose. Welcome to the brave new world. Such people in it.
What's with the outfit?
After I started the agency, it just seemed like the sort of thing a detective ought to wear. I got some old memories, pre-war. Faded to all heck, guys dressed like this, doing what I do. Putting on the hat and trench coat, I figured it'd let folks know I was serious about the whole thing. clothes make the man and all that. Guess I felt they made me the man I wanted to be.
So, who are you, Nick?
That's a question I've been trying to figure out myself for a long damn time. I know I'm a synth, authentic Institute handiwork, but I'm still mechanical, not bioengineered like the fancy synths giving everyone the willies these days. I get tune-ups now instead of checkups. My memories, my personality, they're all lifted from some cop who volunteered for an experiment back before the war. They scanned his brain and copied it onto the hardware that runs between my ears. Don't know why they chose to make a robot based on some pre-war cop instead of a math genius or a bioengineer. Hey, maybe that's why the Institute tossed me in the garbage instead of turning me into one of their people snatchers.
That's terrible. They really just threw you away?
Sure did. It was quite the rude awakening. I remember waking up one day in a garbage heap, a body in tatters and a head full of memories belonging to a man who'd been dead for 200 years. Suffice to say, it was a confusing couple of weeks. Folks didn't really know much about synths back then, so when I finally ran into people, they mostly treated me with caution rather than hostility. The kids, they weren't afraid. I think his name was Jim. The first person to actually speak to me after I got the boot from the Institute. My first human contact in this world. Grilled me for an hour. Once they'd seen I wasn't going to hurt anyone, the other folks in the neighborhood came out to ogle the mechanical man. It eventually turned into a pretty swell soiree. The local mechanic even gave me a once-over, free of charge. Those people, they treated me like a human being. I've been trying to return the favor ever since. It's a surprisingly rare trait out here sometimes. It's something I've noticed you got a fondness for. Part of the reason I've stuck around this long.
I do what's needed.
Well, you certainly seem to judge doing good pretty high on your list of necessities. Well, I expect you're about as bored as can be listening to me rattle my skeletons. You should probably head out.
Alright. Back to the detective gear. And while we're here, we do have 2 levels to apply, and I think I'm going to throw them right into... I mean, I'm tempted to throw them into luck, get my luck up to 9. And there are some good perks I can unlock, I have available. I could get another critical banker. I could get Grim Reaper Spirit. But then again, I could just throw them both into Rifleman and do more damage across the board. I'll hang on to them for now. I'm not quite sure what to do with them.
Big Shop's got everything you need.
Now, we still have to make our way to the National Park Campground. That's to the west.
You ain't armed. You ain't long for this one.
I know we've been crashing when we head over into this area, so let's be careful.
What do you think, Action 1?
save again. Quick save again. Quick save again. I'm heading in the completely wrong direction. Need to head more westward. Full save this time. Quick save again. We will eventually explore every location on this island, don't you worry, folks. But let's focus on helping the docks. A legendary gulper. There's our legendary. These things take a ton of rounds, and I'm using an alien blaster. Alright, that tears it. But the amount of damage, the amount of rounds these things take to kill. Ooh, lever action rifle. Hunter. Extra damage versus animals, nice. That's it. I'm tossing both of my points into riflemen. So now, the alien rifle should do 129 damage. Very nice. That should make my life so much easier. Let's see how it affects the damage on my other things. Combat shotgun does 99. Pistol still does 45. 56. Nick.